Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play the Occult Chronicles. In the last episode, we more or less have wrapped up things in regards to the mansion. We went to the backyard a bit, and we discovered a group of witches out there performing some sort of ritual that they want us to help them with. We encountered a few other strange creatures out there as well, and put most of them back into the earth out there. We've also begun turning in all the rest of the quests that we have, and we will continue to do that in the beginning parts of this video. It's time to head into the basement. The Coven, looks like, are very nervous about us being here. We've made good progress at finding who else was left in this house and eliminating all the help the vampires had. Now it's time to go down to the basement and eliminate the Elder himself. I don't think we'll get it done in this video, but we'll probably get it done in the next one. We've got 4 clue tokens left to get down in that basement, find the Elder, and kill it. Hopefully we can get it done in that time. But first, we're here to do a few more odds and ends. So, we found the robot in the backyard last time. So we're going to turn in the last part of this quest for Mr. Was it Ben Laszlo? Laszlo Benway is his name. Then I think we'll go into this room and we'll search this bookshelf for the witches. And we'll actually eliminate this vampire wife while we're there. And then it's basement time. Let's do it. Heads up, everyone, that I'm also cooking dinner. So I need to be listening for when my oven's going off. So there'll be a break at some point in here. A cut. So I can go and fetch it. And we'll be back when I'm done with dinner. Speaking of being done, let's be done with this scientist. You decide to tell Benway about the robot and its reaction after it was given a new battery. You wonder how he will react.
This is an outrage! That mechanical moron, that arrogant automaton, that tin-plated traitor, that fearless Frankenstein. I'll show it what the wages of disloyalty are. At any rate, here is your reward. Look in the box over there. You might find something that you like, you might not either.
With that, he disappears in search of his robot. A feat? It's a box of knowledge. Otherwise known as a book. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Where did that go? Into my cups inventory. Graceful evasion. Select a health loss card and roll 1 bone. Discard that health loss card if its value is less than or equal to X, where X is the number of cups rolled. Used for pass, obstacles, and evade traps. We'll be dropping this the first chance I get. I'd rather have the black heart than that. Health loss cards aren't too much of a concern for us at the moment. We've got 40 life, and the walking suit of armor we have with us is helping reduce the amount of life that we lose whenever we suffer a life loss. I'm not too worried about my life. I'm worried about wound cards or instant insanity cards. So, a neat find, but not what I'm thinking that we'll care about too much. We have some more experience points as well. Let's go ahead and take another psychic talent edge. I'm a little nervous about using something like psychic channeling so that we can use multiple psychic talent cards during a single challenge, because I don't like the idea of building up psychic pushback. There's nothing here, I think. So let's grab Gifted. X is subtracted from the total encumbrance points of any psychic talent cards in your wand's inventory for the purposes of determining how many encumbrance points worth of cards you can have in your wand's inventory, where X is the value of the edge. What does that mean? I'm pretty sure when I go to my personal... how do I make this happen? It should have happened already. Maybe when we go upstairs or downstairs, it will finally occur. So what that edge should do is it should make it so that... Okay, and it worked, actually. I just didn't notice it. So we had 5 weight for our psychic talent cards. 2 for Third Eye, 2 for Dominate, and 1 for the tablet. That edge has eliminated 1 weight of it. So now we can take another psychic talent in our brain space without having to discard the tablet, for example. It's a pretty weak talent if it can only be upgraded once. But it's too late. Alright, and we will take advantage of that because we can take another psychic talent. And I guess we're going to grab, however, another, and probably our final melee edge next. I need to seriously consider using the Fool very soon, as I'm going to be running out of experience points that we can actually utilize. And why is the grandfather clock still here? I think there's 3 quests that interact with it. We've done 2 of them. Oh, we didn't search the Cthulhu altar room either. I don't think the portal generator's in it, though. It's too late. Let's move on. You decide to inspect the bookshelf more closely. You scan over the titles and occasionally pull out the volume to get a better look. A good hand, kind of. 1 face card, but a bunch of high number cards. As long as we don't only have face cards out here on the enemy board, we should win this challenge. We got super lucky there, because we didn't have any pentacle cards. We only had, and all the wands were used up. How about that? Your eyes come to stop at the spine of a very old book. You carefully pull it out of the stack. Yes, you have found what you were searching for. It just occurred to me. This quest could have given us a book in our inventory that was a penalization for having it. I'm glad it didn't. That would have been nightmarish, because then I would have gone back to the witches to get rid of that book. Alright, Celine, we are back for you. And now we have a fantastic chance of just slaughtering her. We'll beat her up. It's the best chance, and things can go really bad for you. I wonder, were all these options? Or did I add any of these? I have no clue any longer. Let's go ahead and attack it. You need to pierce its heart, incapacitate it, and then remove its head from its body. And I see 2 kings as the only face cards, but that's good. And a bunch of okay number cards. You know, I'm going to use Hyperborean Lightning again. Pfft. It took the 6. What does exactly that do again? Roll 1 bone card, select a non-face card in your hand to discard, and then add the numerical value of that card to X random sand. It didn't look like that worked properly, did it? It must have. That was a 5? Did we have a 2 of wands? I guess we did, and it converted that wand, converted that 5 to a 7. Okay. I'm going to use the Third Eye here as well. Okay, those are all pentacles, and I can't do anything about those pentacle cards normally. Well, now we can. We could use this 10 to take the 10. I think we should do that. Let's play it safe, Tim. I see a 10 of cups. Sorry, 8 of cups up there. So let's flip other cards first. I'll risk that we can use the king on one of the other 6 cards, and we'll take that 4 with a 10. Ooh! And look at that. I am amazing. That was fantastic. I think I'll hold on to my king on the chance I can use it on a better card than that too. Actually, we can absolutely do so because there's an 8 there. Okay, so now I'll use our machete on 2. Nice! Get some points. And why... well, yeah. Why not? Well, no, let's flip over more cards. Take that 4. We can take that 8 with our king. And since we're doing the let's use all my abilities, let's convert this 10 into a queen for even more points. You strike hard and incapacitate the creature. Acting quickly, you pierce its heart and then sever its head before it can free itself. Van Helsing would be proud. Interesting. Another talisman. An air card. Sunburst. And strength. +1 swords bonus. Replenish all ammo for any item cards in your inventory that require ammo. I can discard. Oh, this is easy. We'll never get rid of this. +1 swords is awesome. 11 swords? That's incredible. Now, do I want to get rid of an air card for this air card? Sorry, a talisman to take this air card. I don't think I do. No, I don't. We'll just discard it. So, we could take a 20% increased chance that it shows up. You know what? Let's claim it instead of Thunderbolt. Oh, or I'll click discard. You know, that's cool too. We'll just get rid of it. Alright, we're taking the secret passage out of here. We're all done turning in quests now up here. Is that correct? That is correct. If we find the portal generator down in the basement immediately, we might come back up here to turn that quest in. I think that will give us another +1 wands. But otherwise, we're not coming back. We're going to play a game of chess before we go downstairs as well. We have 9 Arcana cards, or major arcane cards. So why not use one of them here? You decide to play along for now and take a seat. You make the first move. It's an okay hand. A Queen of Wands and a King of Pentacles. The rest are number cards, but those number cards are decent cards. Wow. And we get the Queen of Pentacles up there first that our king can take. So we have one, just like that. Let me look at this again. It's used for lore. Okay, let's try something a little weird. We'll play our 5 on the 6, which then lets me use my tablet and bump that up to 10. Because it's a random played card on a trick. This means that I really only want to use it when I can guarantee it's affecting the correct card. This was the only one that lore tablet could affect, so that's given us a few more points. I'll play our queen. Interesting. Not a whole lot of anything else up here. We got kind of lucky then. We had, well, did we? Yeah, 1 wand card and... No, there were 2 pentacles, so we could have played the king. So that really worked out for us. I, however, am going to play the sun anyway. To increase all of our edges 1 level. You play like an inspired madman, and soon the apparition's king is lying on its side. It bows to you, and then disappears. the World, another Arcana card. You receive one of each type of bone that you did not already possess after this card is used to take a trick. So we use an Arcana card, we gain another Arcana card. And this Arcana card is useless to us. We already have every single bone that we are allowed to possess, that we rephrase that. We already have the sword, cups, pentacles, and wands bones. So the world will do nothing for us. Still, it's an Arcana card that we can use without feeling guilty about using it, so that's nice. And if you go check our edges, every single edge that could be up-leveled, that can be leveled up, has had that happen. And that was most of them, so that is fantastic. And now the one edge that is increasing the numbers that we generate with our weapons, making them into queens, they'll now be able to turn into kings. And I think that affected my one edge that lets me, where is it? That's Brawler. Brawler I think is a 2-pointer normally, is that right? Yep. So we can actually, it adds +2 to the numbers I'm rolling when targeting those played cards on tricks, so that's going to be super nice. Alright, and here we are in the basement, so let's go and quickly go to the main menu first to save the game. We beat death after all. And do we have any experience points? We have no experience points. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. The basement. The basement is very similar to the backyard, as I was just saying. We'll find rooms and hallways all throughout here, just like the mansion. But often, we could go through a long series of rooms and hallways, and it could lead to nothing. Just a massive, long, time-consuming dead end. What we're looking for is on the second floor of the basement, down one level. Once we find a way to get down there, then I will use our crystal ball, but not before. Mostly because I don't have a number pad, so I can't go down a floor to see where that where the last room's going to be. Now, there's a clue somewhere in here, and there could be secret passages strewn around, but there's also absolutely nightmarish traps in this location. Look at the size of this rat nest. Wow, it's massive. The monsters down here are much more difficult to defeat and run from than what's up in the mansion. This will be further influenced by the fact that we have incredible stats and are at max life and sanity at this point. I'll step out in this hallway. Okay. We didn't see a secret door, so I'm going to guess there isn't one down there. I'll take one step down here. We'll search this room. Nothing. Okay. Where am I? Could be a secret door down there. We just might not have seen it. You've triggered a trap, and the ground beneath you suddenly gives way as a hidden trapdoor swings open. Using your quick reflexes and athletic ability, you make a tremendous leap for the edge of the pit. Difficulty of this is only 4. Holy crap, look at all the pentacle cards that we drew. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and an ace. I'm going to play the knight here. It guarantees our victory, and the odds of there being other pentacle cards is lowered, I think because we have so many in our hand. And by that, I meant the odds of it being another card that we can take with the knight is lower. Of course, the King of Pentacles shows up, but we won anyway. You quickly pushed off and landed straddling the edge of the pit. You pull yourself up to safety. We're going to keep going. You look over and see the wire pull the pin from the grenade on the wall next to you. You have seconds to react. You decide to trust in your quick reflexes to jump out of the way of the blast. Oh, that's a good hand. We have the King, Queen, and Page of Pentacles, so we're hoping for Pentacles to show up here. Do I want to use Giant Leap? I think we'll be fine, given the hand we have. We have no Wands cards. I just realized that. Let's play the Knight. We definitely want to take that 10. I'm getting more nervous about this. We have to use the 2. Okay. It was a Pentacles card. Good. Use the King, win the challenge. Use the Queen, get more points. You tuck and roll and cover your head as a grenade detonates, leaving you with a ringing in your ears, but no permanent harm. Or of Fortune's nice. And there was nothing down here. Okay. So can we climb down? Why is it only -9? We have a grappling hook, which should give us -8 to the target level for climb encounters. And we also have a rope that should give us -6 for climb. And this says climb down, encounter types, climb. Oh! There are other... Okay, that's why. Okay, so this is us climbing, scrambling down with our hands. This is us using the grappling hook. This is using the rope. Interesting. They give us this 2 separate options. Let's climb down with a grappling hook. The hook attached to this sturdy rope makes it a wonderful tool for climbing or surmounting almost any obstacle. Alright, and we succeeded. We'll keep going. Flip over more cards. Because I think we can get Auras of Fortune from doing this. You slowly let yourself down the side of the pit, going from handhold to impossible handhold, just like a comic book hero. Oh god, this room! It's probably a good spot for me to put that break in. So, these are all, I think, like demon dogs connected to the walls on chains. There'll be a secret door, I think, behind each of them, or at least one of them. Oh, and I can't climb back up! There's no... Okay, well, we have to then encounter these. Let's go here first. We'll do one encounter, and then I'll be right back, everyone. I'm going to go get my dinner. You are confronted with a group of the biggest and fiercest hounds that you have ever seen. They stand nearly waist high on you, and they are growling and baring their teeth like they mean business. Luckily, they are chained to a wall. The chains are enormous, suggesting that the strength of the beast must be enormous. They are working themselves up to a hysterical fit and growling and teeth-baring and growling in intensity. They are working themselves up into an hysterical fit, and growling and teeth-baring is growing in intensity. Without realizing it, you have stumbled within the radius of their chains, and they launch themselves at you. You either fight or flee. We will fight them. Man, look at that. We have a... That's the oven. We have an amazing 11 swords. And our difficulty of this is still target 9. Welcome to the basement, everyone. This is where it gets really tough. The only way to get by them is going to be by killing them. Normally, you might look for some other way, but you have a bad feeling about these hounds. Something doesn't quite smell right. Alright, so we will start flipping cards. We have 3 kings, so I'm not so worried about this. We will, and I'm going to use them when the opportunity presents itself to do so. I can take that hit there. I'll hold on to our king of wands just in case we get a chance to play it. And we didn't. Let's use our machete on that 4. So it should have gotten... That should be an 8 now. And then we'll do it again. Nice. You put them down quickly. You're pretty sure that they had been trained to eat human flesh. The bones got around seemed to indicate that they were well fed in that regard. Nothing else. That wasn't the right spot to step on. Let's see. Sorry, I'm reading this to myself. Blind fighting is the same thing as our other feat that increases played trick cards. Only this one is for cards in my hand. That's what I'm currently aiming to. I'm thinking of taking. Oh, Fencing Master would make it so that I have an easier time at these. Let's grab Fencing Master instead. X is subtracted from the target level at the start of any combat challenge if you have a long blade weapon card in your inventory where X is level of edge. So that's going to reduce the difficulty of any physical combat I engage in by 1. So let's take it. There's another melee edge here. Alright, I need to stop it. One mob is going off. I'll be right back. Alright, everyone, I'm back. Let's go ahead and beat up some more dogs. And there is our way out. Probably. There might be another secret door somewhere around here. We're almost in the center of the map, too. But since we saw this door, we'll go for it. So it's the same encounter as last time. All these dogs are the same encounter. Let's go ahead and... Well, we have to fight them to get to them, otherwise we're stuck in the center of this room. So let's go ahead and give this a try. My goodness, the game got a little tougher on us, too. Look at that. Difficulty is now 23, all right? It was 22 last time, I think. Okay, so what are we looking at in my hand? I don't really have... Hyperborean Lightning could let me get a 10 for a little bit of arcane energy. Both my spells are filled up, so let's use Hyperborean Lightning. We take 1 mandatory wound. We get to select a... So we don't have very many different face cards, but we can probably at least select, like, a... We could select a 2 to increase the 5 to a 7. We could select a 3 to make another 10. Let's make our 5 a 7. And we drew another card, and that card, I think, was this 10 of Wands. Oh, we have a chance to use both our Third Eye and Dominate if I want to. This is a combat. I'm not going to, though. I don't think we'll need it. We have good cards in our hand. 2 queens and a page and a knight with several other decent cards for numbers. So we're good to go, I think. As I flip over a King of Pentacles. A 7 of Cups. You know what? Let's use Third Eye after all. So here's the rest of the cards. That was wonderful. So there they all are. So we've got 2 more Cups cards coming up, and both of them are super low level. So we play the Queen on this 7 to take it. We'll flip the Page of Swords and take it with our Queen. Take the 9 with our Knight. And that's all. No, that's not all we can do. We can take the Ace with our 5, and that Cups with this. And then... Now that's... it's not quite all you can do, Tim. Flip the Queen of Wands, play the 10 on her, and now I think you can, at the very least, using the machete, we get a queen. A king. Very nice. Hey, look at that. All right. I don't think I would have remembered that had I been trying to deal with that queen in the center of my game without realizing... sorry, my game. I probably would have not considered that as an option to do had I not used third eye to see all the cards first. That must be the psychic pushback showing up. I'm pretty sure these aren't showing up because the reward is health loss. This is interesting. So we have too much psychic pushback at the moment. By the way, what's this do? So if we roll a 1, we suffer 1 wound automatically. Yeah, all of the spell bones work the same way to my knowledge. Alright, well, let's look at this door. You've discovered a secret door. It blends in almost seamlessly with the dungeon wall, but your keen eyes were still able to detect it. Finding it is one thing, figuring out how to open it is another. With some effort, you might be able to use the axe to get past a locked door or two. I kind of wish the axe, when it comes to this sort of thing, had like a limit of like maybe 5 times until you can't use the axe anymore this way. For that matter, I kind of wish the melee weapons had a maximum number of times you could use them before they broke down, but that's not the case, which works out well for us. It also makes this sort of thing, going melee weapons, very powerful. There's no psychic pushback, there's no arcane energy, there's no bullets, there's no courage that you need to use them. I'll play our 8 in the hopes we can play that king. And another cups card. I am running out of cards now, though, so we'll play our queen on that. That was a mistake, darn it! Would hold on to you, king. Yes! Look at that! Look at that! You batter down the door. So much for being a secret. The way lies open now. So, let's take another feat. I am fairly certain, almost 100% certain, that trick shot requires a ranged weapon. I'm pretty sure critical hit does as well. We'll take the blade dances. Roll 1 bone and bump the card values down on X random revealed non-face. Oh, you know what? Let's say critical hit. I'm pretty sure it uses a ranged weapon. We don't have one of those, obviously, but let's find out. Roll. We don't really need another feat anyway, so like I was hoping for more choices. The game's really limiting what I can take. Let's see what we get. Roll 1 bone and select a revealed non-face trick card and bump its card value down minus X, and then add X points to your trick points taken score, where X is the number of swords or cups rolled. Whichever is higher, then draw a card. And is that a ranged feat? Challenge 1, rechargeable, courage use requires at least 1 ranged weapon. Yep, so we can't even use it. Okay. Well, we can drop that in the future if we need to. Another complaint about the game, I suppose I should say, is that sometimes these feats and skills, they don't tell you the most important thing, which is that you can't use it. Having played this game for a few hundred hours, though, I kind of have a good memory. Stop. So we are on the second floor. Somewhere down here is the final room that we need to reach. I didn't use our crystal ball here because there was no reason to use it there at the moment. But now that I'm on the second floor and Since I don't know which way to go, and we're being presented with multiple options, it's time for us to use that crystal ball. Okay, there's the final room. So we want to get down there. Let's go the other way to start, and hope that the hallways lead us south. Now, keep in mind, our pentacles is now 5. We're going to have a harder time doing horror challenges with such a low pentacle score. Maybe there's a secret door here? Or there could be another pit trap! You have triggered a trap on the ground beneath you. Oh, you triggered a trap and the ground beneath you suddenly gives way as a hidden trapdoor swings open. Using your quick reflex and athletic ability, you make a tremendous leap for the edge of the pit. I am totally going to use Giant Leap. So we drew 5 more cards. I'm going to use this. I will use the Queen here to win the challenge. It's much more important that I don't fall down that pit than I get a high number at this point in the game. Okay. You quickly pushed off and landed, straddling the edge of the pit. You pull yourself up to safety. We're still going down here. No luck. Okay, so it's not in that direction. We can leave this alone. The 3rd floor of the basement has a unique clue in it, which can really be extremely helpful at dealing with the final room in some capacity. In our case, that final clue would be a vampire hunter's kit on another odd member that we would find his body down here. And it gives you a great chance at killing the vampire. I think it's phenomenal. In the case of like the cultist mission, it gives you, I think, a dark robe that one of the cultists was wearing, and that lets you sneak past the cultists without having to fight them over and over again to make it to the final boss, and gives you a good chance at killing him as well. But our stats are so high, and we have 9 other Arcana cards, so I am not worried about the final boss. I just want to make it to him, and we might make it to him in this video, assuming we can survive some of the horrors down here. You have felt like something has been watching you for some time. Several times you have stopped and quickly turned around, only to find nothing trailing in your wake. Suddenly, you feel the brush of something against your leg. You turn slowly and a jolt of fear shoots through your nervous system like a lightning bolt. You stand facing a tentacled creature with glowing, piercing eyes, partially hidden in the shadows. You can feel an unearthly presence that accompanies this strange creature. An aura of elder magic radiates from the creature, and you are very afraid. You struggle to keep a grip on your sanity. The twisting tentacles in the dim light reveal hints of a female form. The entire effect is horrifying. Welcome to the horror checks down here in the basement, everyone. We will need a pentacles. You struggle to maintain your sanity. You feel like you are about to fall into a trance. A great weariness comes over you. You have heard about creatures such as this one. They are called abominations, and this one in particular belongs to Sigma the Lustful, an elder god of tremendous power. We were feeling drowsy, I thought. There must be a pocket dimension containing an altar nearby. Once sanctified to Sigma the Lustful, the altar will periodically spit one of these things out. You remind yourself to be very careful. These creatures are empowered by dark elder magic and are exceptionally lethal. Now, in the base game, your only way of dealing with this would be to attack it or to flee. There was, in the game files though, the option to use sorcery originally against these creatures, but it was taken out when the game was released, or at least in the latest patch that I had for the game. I have re-enabled these options to use sorcery wherever I found them here in the game files. In any case, it's still better for us to try to beat it up physically than to use magic. So let's go ahead and do that. These creatures are incarnations of an elder god's very will, but since they must take some form in our dimension, they can be physically hurt or destroyed. It's not an easy task, but it can be done. And we've got a okay hand, 2 knights and a page. So let's start by using Hyperborean Lightning again. So we'll choose... I'll choose the 4 to make this swords higher. And we drew another swords card. Okay, we drew a 6 of swords. I'm not going to use any of my psychic talents against this. I don't think we'll need them. We have an okay hand so far. We will use a feat, though. Let's use... Oh, you know what I should be using? I should be using Whirlwind to increase all my... to increase random card numbers first, and then using Hyperborean Lightning to discard a card. That's what I should be doing. Alright, I don't need to use Whirlwind, because all our card numbers here are fantastic. And as such, I don't really need to use Reckless Charge, because all our cards are... our number cards are 10s or 9s, so we don't really need to use it. So, we don't need to use feats in this instance. I guess we could use Third Eye. I don't really want to draw... No, I need some of the psychic pushback to go away, so we're just going to wait. So our only weakness is that we don't have any pentacle cards here in our hand. So we draw... Oh, we also don't have any kings. So that's another reason we could lose this. That was dumb, though. I should have used the axe on the 6 to try to get high, and then could place it on the king, and then maybe convert it into a king. That was a really dumb choice I did right there. Stop. So, if I use the axe on the... No, we want to play the 10 on the king, and then we can use the machete on that 10. And as long as we roll a 2, it will be a king. There we go. Whoa! We would have lost had we not done that. If we would roll a 1, we would have had to use an Arcana card to avoid being locked into combat with this thing. You never want to be stuck in combat against an abomination down here if you can avoid it. You won the battle. The mouths open and close in gasping motions, as if they were trying to bite something until they're finally still. Then the entire creature evaporates into a black mist. You have no doubt sent it back to its creator. We got a pistol! Hey! A Colt 45. That's a fantastic beer, if I remember correctly. Well, that's super useful. Oh! We have a gun, Tim. You have a gun. You have your flintlock. I forgot all about that. So we can use a critical hit over and over and over again. Because critical hit doesn't require bullets to be used. It requires courage to be used. We're effectively firing psychic bullets. Telekinesis. Or whatever it was that one song said. Yeah, we have mind bullets to fire from it. No! No, game, we want to go south. We have to step in this room really quick to look for a secret door. Okay, I doubt there's one here, but we have to... Okay, whoo, we have to sit there anyway. There's usually traps at the very end of the hallway tiles. There might be a secret door in there, Tim, but we'll come back for that. Altar of Sigma the Lustful. Suddenly you notice the air around you begin to shimmer. You have entered some strange type of dimensional gate, and you begin to feel a little dizzy. As you fight to balance yourself, the shimmer clears ahead of you, and you are confronted with a giant carving of a voluptuous woman etched into a living stone. I like to imagine she's actually extraordinarily attractive, as opposed to looking like partially demonic here. The stone is indeed living. You can see the woman's limbs and flowing tentacles gradually shift about. Whether it's an illusion or real, you can't be certain, but you feel an evil presence emanating from it. Based on your training in the Odd Mythology Lab, you judge that you have stumbled upon a pocket dimension that serves as a temple to Sigma the Lustful, an elder god of immense power. A growing sense of amorous arousal seems to envelop you. It's a sentient, malevolent force that is seeking to overwhelm your psychic defenses. I'll probably only read this altar, everyone. We'll probably encounter other ones. They all read exactly the same, but the only difference being the name of the god, I think. You're confronted by the malevolent will of Sigma the Lustful, and it threatens to crush your very soul. You must fight to keep your sanity with an awful hand. You feel burning desire engulf your soul in unquenchable flames. You know that nothing, only one thing can satisfy your growing appetite. You look upon Sigma the Lustful and only want to merge with her essence. The sensual carved figure of Sigma the Lustful seems to beckon you, offering an embrace with its supple stone tentacles. An uncontrollable desire draws you to it. Before you even realize that your feet are shuffling forward as her pants are still on, you realize that you must act quickly or you will soon be consumed by desire to embrace the lustful goddess. Such a meeting would surely prove to be unhealthy, to say the least. Let's take a look. So, obviously magic and psychic powers are we're not good at that, so we're not doing those. We could still win these challenges with the Arcana cards, but there's no reason to do that. We have a great chance of desecrating the altar. I guess I'll keep that to myself, what we're going to do. We could use our Colt 45, which adds a new option for us for stopping power. But that's still a lesser chance to win this than just desecrating the altar. You might be able to physically damage the altar enough to sever its connection to Sigma the Lustful. I had something else in mind. At the very least, you will have some fun tweaking the nose of a dark elder being and making a... At the very least, you will have some fun tweaking the nose of an dark elder being and making a friend for life. And making a friend for life. Did I do this text? Did I mess this up? Sigma the Lustful encounter text. Alright, we'll fix that. Let's do it! Alright, so I think we use Reckless Charge. 2 random cards were bumped down 2 points if they were numbered cards, and then we drew 2 more cards, an ace and a 9 of pentacles. I'm going to go ahead and see if I use the 7. We don't need Hyborian Lightning here. Can we use critical hit? Roll 1 bone and then select a revealed non-face trick card. Okay, so let's start flipping cards. We select the card with the critical hit, is that correct? And bump its card value down -X, and then add X points to X number of swords or cover roll. Okay, so we don't need to use it here, obviously. I'll play the page. We have the 10 of Pentacles in our hand already. So, and arguably, that like the 10 and 9 are much more powerful for us than the page. Because if we get the king, I can play the 10 on the king, and then have a fantastic chance to convert that 10 into a king. Something I can't do for the page of Pentacles. It's actually super interesting, this build. I don't think I've utilized a combo like this before, despite my many years of playing this game. So I can't. We just played the queen. I can't think of a reason. I can't think of how we're going to fail this encounter now that we've done as well as we have. So that's my way of saying that we've won, and it doesn't look like we're going. Let's move on, Tim. Your mind is being stupid today. You managed to tip the altar over and crack off large sections of the face. You briefly sense despair turning into anger, but with a sudden snap, the connection to Sigma the Lustful is broken. The air begins to shimmer rapidly, and you move quickly to leave the pocket dimension before it collapses. Man, that was... I will say it. It's like a hentai statue, I suspect. Justice! Hey, we get a hentai, Arcana card, kind of. Well, she's not completely naked. Anytime you draw an ace in any challenge, you gain a trick-taking point. Well, this card is in your inventory. Yeah, when you fight the altars and you win, they have good rewards. Our aura's helping us with this. And we can get, I think, bullets, courage, and arcane power from them. I'm gonna quote the Malkavian from... I'm not going to quote him exactly, from Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, when he helps the Asian girl, I think she's Japanese, right, who comes over to kill the shark demon. At the very end, I think he comments like, oh, I guess you're glad that thing didn't have tentacles attached to it or something like that. I'm pretty sure we're happy about that too. Alright, so anything down here that's a question mark is very, very dangerous to step on. This is probably another altar, would be my guess. But if you don't destroy the altars, they will keep spawning those monsters on you. So it would work in our best interest to step on this and defeat it, if it is an altar. Oh! Oh, no, this is not a clue token. A dead odd agent. You see a body lying on the floor. You recognize the standard issue trench coat and hat almost immediately. It looks like you weren't the only one that HQ sent on this suicide mission. I guess Sigma had her way with him, and he's completely a shriveled husk. What a way to go. You decide to search the body and try to figure out who bought the farm. You figure you owe any comrade that much, and you might even find some clues. Well, oh, maybe. We're gonna have to get super lucky, though. He's been dead for some time, and the decomposition has puffed him up, making him look like a fish. You can't find anything useful, and he stinks like rotten seafood. I'm going to keep what I'm thinking of in my head. That's a bad way to phrase that. You can see an old locked dungeon door. There's a worn keyhole right where it belongs, but no sign of a key anywhere. With some effort, you might be able to hack the door down. Yep, we'll punch it down. It's a physical test, which is why we got lucky and have a single scry here. I have no way to take that page of wands, though, so we'll leave it there. So we're going to use our... Why? Oh, it's a physical test, so all number cards are reduced by 1. That's why that's an 8. Let's play our knight on that. The more I'm thinking about it, the more I think that snake encounter must have been a physical test, as well as a combat. All right, well, we won the encounter. Now I'm just trying to earn a little more points. Okay, we did so. Take that door. There is no reason for us to go in this room. We know it doesn't lead... It's not going to lead south. We're looking for a way back up, so we can get down to the other section of the mansion. I mean, there could be a staircase behind one of these doors in this room, but I really don't want to be in this room. So, Hall of the Devil Face. That's an interesting name for this. This is a dungeon room. So, Hall of the Devil Face, every time you step on any of these tiles, there's a chance for you to have a random encounter with one of the pillars activates and spews flame all over you. So, we kind of want to avoid that, so we're not going to go in that room unless I must. Another locked dungeon door. Well, we know what to do with these. We bash them down. Yeah, knight taking the page, 2 taking the ace. I wonder why we had so many points, but then I remembered that we just picked up justice. So, we get 1 point for each ace we possess, which is why we started with 2. I don't really need another psychic talent. We're going to go for another melee edge. Death slide into flames. You know almost immediately that something is very wrong. The telltale click of a pressure plate is followed by at the far end of the corridor by it dropping away from its wall. You begin to slide immediately towards the far end. In a matter of a second, the corners become a death slide, and then you see the roaring fire at the end of the run. You also instinctively know that you will only get one shot at extricating yourself from what is almost surely a certain fiery death, if you get even that. You react quickly by scrambling back up the way you came and trying to keep your footing on the slick surface of the death slide. The surface of the slide is slick and polished, and you can't believe you hadn't noticed it was polished before you stepped foot into the corridor. Alright, we have a king, a knight of cups, and a queen of swords. The rest of our cards are okay. We get 1 point for having an ace of wands in our hand. It would make sense, and it's thematic for us to use giant leap. So we choose a card, bump its value down 5, and then draw 5 cards. Yeah! Look at that. We got a page, and then a bunch of other garbage. So we're going to use our queen on the 3, and we have won the challenge. We no longer need to worry about this. Your feet slip out from you repeatedly in a ridiculous manner so that you look like one of those movie cartoon characters, but your tenacity pays off and you collapse onto the floor across the threshold of the door. Funny story time. I think I've told this before. It was like around 2 in the morning, and I'm at college, and I'm walking home from my girlfriend's dorm back to my apartment. And on the way, there is... it's quite a step. It's maybe like about... maybe a mile or so. And I liked walking it. It was well lit. There was no real danger that I was aware of, at least at the time, at that university. And so as I'm walking back, there's this sloped area by the conservatory on the college. And I somehow managed to stumble on that slope. And what occurs next for the entire, like, I don't know how far it would be in meters, but it would be like maybe 30 yards or so, maybe 40 yards. It's a slight incline, and I proceed to stumble on my hands and knees the entire time down that entire slope till I hit the bottom of it. I'm not rolling or anything. It's like I'm doing this weird hunchback crawl as I'm trying to regain my footing and stand up, and I can't. And it was hilarious. I didn't break anything or scratch anything, thankfully. And I look up, and thankfully, because it's 2 in the morning, no one sees me. So this sounds like the exact same thing, only I'm scrambling up in the opposite direction. So that door, I think, is a fake door. There is no way for us to proceed down this hallway. I did see the door. That's why I walked in there. Is it possible? Oh, it's possible that this could lead around this hallway, around this room, and down here. I don't think it does, though, so I'm not going to take that passage yet. Another locked secret door. So your weapons can't be used here, Tim. This isn't a fight. It is a fight against us against the door, but that doesn't really matter very much. And we've already won. This is a physical challenge, I think, so all these cards have been lowered by 1. That wasn't so bad. Another melee edge. Let's see. Take it to the enemy. Whenever a melee card's special action is performed that requires a card to be selected as a target, target up to X additional cards, if possible, where X is the level of the edge. So now we should be able to use our axe to improve 2 cards in our inventory, and this goes back upstairs. We're gonna walk up there very quickly just to get this on the map, but I don't intend to be up there yet. We'll step into this room. Just search for secrets really quick. I don't see anything in here. You have extensive training in fighting vampires. You are familiar both with your strengths and weaknesses. And I guess we should stop here, everyone, with that story token drawn. Let's play for like 2 more rooms or hallways, and then we'll wrap it up for this session. We see the freaking room. If we can get close to it, this might be just a longer episode, and we'll wrap up this game right now. But that is, we're kind of going the complete opposite direction from it, so that's not promising. We've come this far, though. Let's go a little further in this direction. Another pit trap. We will, as before, do a power jump. Let's use our giant leap to draw 5 more cards and reduce that. Sorry, draw a card and reduce that to an ace and pick up 1 point. It doesn't matter. We don't have any cups cards in our inventory. Uh-oh, this is looking... Okay, whoo, I say this is looking pretty bad. But thankfully we got Pentacles. There was this other Swords card up there, and we do win. Alright. So... we can use parry and riposte to let our longblade weapons target multiple cards as well. We could also use hand-to-hand expert to let our pages be targeted to have their values bumped up. Let's take that. That other edge then only affect cards in my hand? I didn't realize it. I don't even know what that one was called. Take it to the enemy. Whenever a melee card special action of course could be selected. Whenever a melee card special action is performed that requires a card to be selected as a target, target up to X additional cards. Doesn't say. Is that trick cards? Or is that... I thought that was any card. Because it says a target. It requires a card. It doesn't say trick card. I guess we'll find out when we get a chance to use it in the future. Ooh. We might have to pass through the crypt to get to the vampire room. Let's do it. The High Priest of Jigsaw! Great Scott! You have stumbled upon the lair of a serpent priest of Yisgoth! It seems to be a temporary thing, as if the serpent cultists were building some type of staging area, but they have already sanctified the place with the blood of victims sacrificed to Yisgoth. You feel an aura of wickedness permeate this unholy ground, as if Yisgoth was here in spirit. It chills you to the bone. The High Priest has been busy wetting the ground with the human blood of sacrifices. Human skulls and bones littered the ground, and a large pot seems to be dedicated to removing the flesh of a few corpses that remain. But the dark presence of Yisgoth is even more disturbing. Is it? I don't know. This seems pretty disturbing all on its own. And unless we get like a low, really, really low level cups or swords, we're probably losing this encounter. Ah, sorry, the horror check. You struggle to maintain your sanity. You feel like snakes are crawling over your body, and you tremble with fear. The odds are grim. A High Priest of Yisgoth and half a dozen serpent cultists, perhaps. If you had a month to plan... Wait, what is this? A High Priest of Yisgoth and half a dozen serpent cultists, perhaps. If you had a month to plan... Should you choose to fight, you might not survive this and end up a sacrifice. But if you could somehow kill the High Priest and scatter this outpost, it would probably not have to worry about any more serpent cultist patrols. So this is basically another one of those abomination altars, for example. That would make completing your mission much easier.
It's going to be a tough fight, but you think you can take them. Let's do it. What do we have? Oh, look at all the really low numbers. 5 ace, 5 3, 5 4, 3 ace. 1 7 and 1 knight. Those are our best cards. So we got 2 points because we drew 2 aces and justice is in our hand. Why am I thinking of a... Well, justice is blind, but what I'm thinking of... Isn't that one of the names? That's one of the demon names from Helltaker, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is. She was the coolest. Okay, so stop. The first thing you should do in this instance is use Whirlwind. 2 cards were bumped up 2 points, and then we drew 2 cards. And the cards we drew were a 9 of Wands and another 5. So that's not looking too good for us. Let's go ahead now and use Hyperborean Lightning. And we'll target the 3. What does that do again? Roll 1 bone and we had a 3 of swords, right? We had a 3 of swords, a 5 of swords, a 4 of swords, and an ace. And I just targeted the 3. Roll 1 bone and select a non-face card in your hand to discard, and then add that numerical value of that card to X random non-face cards of the same suit in your hand. Where X is number roll, Pentacles rolled. We didn't roll a 1, we rolled like a 4, then draw a card. I don't understand Hyperborean Lightning seems... I don't understand it. It did improve our Wands cards, though. Look at that. Our Wands cards jumped up. I don't understand Hyperborean Lightning at all. Right? I did target a Swords card, right? We had a 3 of Swords, and now it's gone. I'm guessing there's some weird array issue happening with the cards in your hand when you have quite a few of them. And the game's getting confused about what it should be applying its effects to. Okay, so I think things are looking a little better for us now with all these cards in our hand, and we've upped some of their values. Let's try using our axe. Actually, let's... is that right? Let's use Reckless Charge. We bump 1 card down 1 point, and then draw 1 more card. And that card was a 4 of Swords? No, it was not. It was a 6 of Wands. So we're drawing all sorts of horribly low cards. We're going to use... actually, I don't want to use these. We should be okay now with just what we've got, I think. So, can I maybe target my 10 and... Well, let's flip over a card first. Okay, so let's try this. So we're going to use our axe on the 10. Okay, yep, so that 1 feet of ours, edge of ours, is letting us target another card in our hand to be increased this way. So let's target the 8 of Pentacles as well. The 8 was made a 10, and that other 10 was made a Knight. Right, that's working as I would expect it to work. Did I take the feat that lets me target pages? I did. So I should be able to use my machete on the page. So we'll put you there right now, Paige. Oh, we have a Cups card. We do. Okay, and we've won the challenge now. But I'm going to wait to use my machete. I would like to use my machete, so we're going to keep on going at the moment. Okay, so let's use our machete. The page was made... the page is selected.
And we'll also target our 3. Both of these will get improved by 5 points. Letting us turn one to a king and the other into a 10. And we might as well do that again on the 5 and the 10. Not enough to get the points from this knight, but enough to convert our 10 to a king. You've won the battle. You go straight after the High Priest, and fortune favors your initiative. The High Priest falls to your onslaught, and the revolting cultists lose heart. You still push the attack and show no mercy to these cold-blooded snakes. You feel the presence of Yiskoth begin to dissipate. Oh! It's not on the 3rd floor? I guess it must be a random discovery on the 2nd or 3rd floor. We have found a clue. This is very rare. I think maybe once in all my playthroughs of this game on my channel have I found the final clue token. I'm pretty sure there's another clue token somewhere we didn't find. I said final clue, so that's a bit wrong. But we got the special one. Let's read this. You have found a very unique box that comprises a vampire hunting kit. Who made it and how it ended up here is a mystery, but it will be a tremendous help when you finally track down the vampire elder. Why didn't the odd think to give you one of these? So maybe they didn't because they gave it to the other dead odd member that we found over here. But he never got far enough to stick a stake into the vampire because he took his stake and put it into Sigma the Lustful instead. Alright, it's only gonna be like 15 minutes long if you did one more episode. I really should, though, stop here. Nah, let's keep going. We'll wrap this up in this video. Let's do it. I'm going to ignore other question marks. We're going to push... Oh. Actually, we will stop here. Let's stop here. Alright, we're stopping here. Thank you, everyone, for watching. When we come back, we will hopefully have found the correct path to take to the Elder's abode, and we will be driving a stake through his heart. I look forward to doing that with you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching this one, and take care, everyone.